Welcome to another episode of Erik Wait Whiskey Studies, and in this video, I'm going to talk about my top 10 favorite cask strength whiskeys. Now, all of these whiskeys are readily available. They have wide distribution, and more or less, they're generally affordable. I've got a lot of cask strength whiskeys, which are distillery onlys, or fish ale editions, or store picks. I'm not including any of those. Wouldn't do me any good, or wouldn't do you any good to recommend those whiskeys if you can't get them. So all of these have fair distribution. Now, because some of them are going to be batches and there can be some variation from year to year, so the ABV levels may differ depending on what batch you get, but some of these are kept at about the same level ABV from year to year. And of course, depending on where you're living and what's available, prices can vary, but these are generally the prices that they're going for now. And I looked online, even though some of these I bought years ago, I can still get them in my neighborhood. Coming in at number 10 is the Balcones Rum Cask Finish Texas Single Malt Whiskey. It was aged in Balcones Rum Cask for at least 7 months. It is non-chill filtered, has natural color. It's bottled at 53% alcohol by volume and sells for about $70. So almost all of Balcones' single malts are cask strength, with the exception of one, and they have fairly good distribution. Now, if you can't get this one, if you happen to be in Texas, they have some that are only going to be available in Texas, such as the Heteros and the Brujeria. But generally speaking, I would say Balcones produces some absolutely fantastic single malt whiskeys. Coming in at number 9 is the Redbreast 12-year-old cask strength pot still Irish whiskey. It was triple distilled at Middleton, aged in bourbon and sherry cask for 12 years. It is non-chill filtered, has natural color. It's bottled at 58.6% alcohol by volume and sells for $113 in my neighborhood. So generally speaking, in terms of Irish whiskeys, I gotta say the Redbreasts are my favorite, and of all the Redbreasts that are available, I gotta say I like the cask strength the most. Coming in at number 8 is the Glenfarclas 105 Highland Single Malt Scotch Whiskey, aged in Oloroso sherry cask. It is non-chill filtered, has a natural color. It's bottled at 60% alcohol by volume, and prices range from anywhere between $90 and $120. This whiskey tends to be generally widely available. It's always at 60% alcohol by volume, and I gotta say, it's one that probably doesn't get the love that it deserves in the whiskey community. Coming in at number 7 is the Tamdhu Batch Strength Highland Single Malt Scotch Whiskey, aged in 100% Oloroso sherry cask. It is non-chill filtered, has natural color. This is batch number 5, bottled at 55.8% alcohol by volume, and sells for about $100. So like I said, because it's a batch and not just a cask strength, there can be some variations from age to age, or from vintage to vintage, from the batch to batch. But this is an absolutely fantastic whiskey. I gotta say, forget all the marketing shtick of Macallan. If you're looking for those big sherry cask notes, Tamdhu is absolutely the way to go. Coming in at number 6 is Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Kentucky Straight Bourbon. They're aged 8 to 12 years. The mash bill is 75% corn, 13% rye, and 12% barley. I have C917, which is bottled at 63.5% alcohol by volume, and these sell for anywhere between $75 and $90. I gotta say, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, probably one of the best bangs for the buck. They haven't jacked up the prices, widely available. Of course, they come out 3 times a year. There can be some variation in terms of the mash bill and the quality, but generally speaking, I don't think you'll ever be disappointed with an Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. Also, check your local store. This is a store pick. This is a barrel proof, 8 years old, absolutely superb, but not talking about this one because, as I said before, this is only available at a local store and you're not going to get it in your neighborhood. But nevertheless, keep your eye out on your small, particularly your mom and pop stores. They may lean towards doing barrel picks. Absolutely superb, a mind-blowing whiskey. But that you can't get that one, keep an eye out for your Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs. Coming in at number 5 is the Highland Park Cask Strength Highland Single Malt Scotch Whiskey, aged in sherry seasoned oak cask. It's non-chill filtered, has natural color. This one's bottled at 63.2% alcohol by volume and sells for about $96. So this was batch number 1. I believe batch number 2 was at 64% alcohol by volume. I absolutely love this whiskey. I've got it, halfway down here. A lot of spice on this whiskey. And I'm going to put links to all my reviews of these whiskeys down below. Coming in at number 4 is the Laphroaig 10-year-old Cask Strength Islay Single Malt Scotch Whiskey, matured in charred oak cask. It is non-chill filtered, has natural color, and this is batch number 10 that I've got in my hand. It's bottled at 58.6% alcohol by volume, very reasonably priced at $86. And again, as I said before, there can be some variances since it's going to be batch to batch, but I've not heard anybody complain about any of the batches of the Laphroaig 10 Cask Strength. So even if you can't get number 10, right now they've probably got batch number 15, somewhere around there. I don't think you're going to be disappointed with the Laphroaig 10 Cask Strength. Now, if you've had the 10-year-old, which are bottled at 43% here in the United States, 40% in Europe and the UK, that's a fantastic whiskey, but the cask strength isn't just the 10-year-old turned up a notch in terms of intensity. It brings on a whole another range of aromas and flavors when they aren't taking it down by water down to the bottling strength of 40 and 43% alcohol by volume. You can get your hands on one of these. You're going to absolutely love it, particularly if you can get it for under $100. Coming in at number 3 is the Glengoyne Cask Strength Highland Single Malt Scotch Whiskey. I have batch number 8. This is a makeup of 29% first fill sherry cask, 16% first fill bourbon, and 55% oak refill cask. It is non-chill filtered, has natural color, bottled at 59.2% alcohol by volume, and sells for about $100. Again, batch is going to differ a little bit, but this is an absolutely superb whiskey. Highly recommend it. And I've been to the distillery a couple times. You can also do hand fills at the distillery and get cask strength single malts at the distillery. But again, focusing on whiskeys that are widely distributed. Coming in at number 2 is the Ardbeg Uigeadail Islay Single Malt Scotch Whiskey, Asian bourbon cask, old and new sherry cask. It's non-chill filtered, has natural color, bottled at 54.7% alcohol by volume, and still sells for about $75 in my neighborhood. Be honest with you, I was challenged between having this as number 2 or number 1 in my lineup. I can go back and forth as to which one's my favorite between what I'm going to have as number 2 or number 1. Again, still, I think reasonably priced at around $75. It's always 54.7. There is no variation there from bottling to bottling. This is probably, I think, my 3rd bottle that I've gone through in the years. Absolutely superb when you're in the mood for the heavy, dark peat, but also some real nice raisiny notes, kind of like chocolate-covered raisins and stuff like that. Absolutely superb. Coming in at number 1 is the Ardbeg Corryvreckan Islay Single Malt Scotch Whiskey, Asian bourbon cask, and new French oak. It's non-chill filtered, has natural color, bottled at 57.1% alcohol by volume. I used to get these for around $90, and now they're like $115 in my neighborhood, so they have gone up a little bit. Still my favorite, still my favorite, absolutely superb. This one's getting really low. I'm about down to here on here, and it's the one I've got in my glass. Gonna have to get a new one fairly soon. So all my full reviews of all these whiskeys I'll put in the description box down below, and I'll put it in a pinned comment down below as well. All right, if you have a favorite cask strength whiskey that I didn't mention that is widely available, generally affordable. I don't want to hear about no $200, $300, $400, $500 bottle whiskeys that are generally affordable and widely available. Let me know down in the comment section down below. If you like my lineup, but you think, hey, no, I think you should have that one as number 1 or that one as number 2 or whatever else, let me know in the discussion box down below. All right, until next time, Slàinte. Hey, don't forget to subscribe and check out these other whiskey videos.